Hello and welcome to the eTeam Brit channel here on YouTube. And joining us today for a daily race C video. This is an LMP1 race at Suzuka, the GP layout. Lee Duncan here in the eTeam Brit Porsche. He's qualified in 4th place, which is great. As you can see, the door number for his car is 3, so GT Sport believes that Lee should be finishing around 3rd place. There's a good mix of cars on this grid, and we've got Porsches, we've got Audis, and some other cars too, but the Porsche and the Audi seem to be the real strong cars. It's rolling start and we're off. Turn 1, a place of many incidents, but it looks like Lee has got it right this time. Up ahead, a GTR X91 in a very colourful and playful livery. And behind him, a Duck 955. Maybe it's supposed to be douche, I don't know. Deuce. Well, you can let me know in the comments what you think. It's a 10-lap race with a mandatory pit stop and tyre change. If you look down the bottom left there, you'll see that Lee has started on the racing softs to make sure he can get some track position. Just to the right of the tyre indicator, you'll also see the battery indicator. That Porsche, very battery hungry. Up at the front, we've got Libas and Yasminder, perhaps. I don't know. Again, not the best with names. But GTR X91 all over the back of Lee right now, trying to get that position back, coming up the inside. Great respect being shown there, but GTR just having a little snap of oversteer there, having to correct. Bumps into Lee, but it's okay, no harm, no foul. And Lee, it looks like he's secured that position, but look out, we've got a very heavy braking zone coming up, which is a great overtaking place. Here into this chicane. That's all good. And then the next big overtaking place is at the end of the main straight, which is after a very long slipstream. So Lee really ready to break that slipstream, get away as fast as he can. It looks like he's getting a tow from Yasminder up ahead in the red car. So that should be all even. Oh, he's lost it. Yasminder's gone round. Looks like he just put a wheel on the green stuff out there, and it loud pedaled a little bit too hard, and that was it. The car swapped ends. So 2nd place now for Lee. He's doing a great job. As you can see, the battery not charging up to full. It's really taking its time, and that really is down to the circuit. There's such a lot of heavy acceleration zones here, not many big heavy braking zones, so you won't see a lot of regen going on with the battery. Libas up ahead seems to be breaking away a little. The GTR X91 behind is falling back, but only ever so slightly. It looks like GTR has some company as well, so that could give Lee some breathing space, perhaps. Race not settling down at all. There are 18 runners on this field. If you look in the top right corner, you can see the mini-map where the 1st place car is just running away with it. I've got 3 very slow cars at the back, but apart from that, the field is quite bunched. GTR X91 seems to have a tow up here, and he's closing in on Lee at this point. Very tight round there. Looked like there's going to be a move, but no, can't quite get close enough. So Lee's safe again for another lap. Can he hold on? Can he withstand that pressure from behind? GTR again with a great slipstream, but it looks like he's too far back to really get underneath Lee on that 1st corner. It's a very good overtaking place if you can make it move, but you do need to have your car up alongside your opponent before you start to turn, really. Otherwise it just gets very messy. Up into the S's, and as you can see from the minimap now, 2nd, 3rd and 4th have broken away from the rest of the pack. And Lee going purple in the 1st sector, so he's really pushing. The fastest man on the track at the moment. So you can probably expect that he's taken some time out of Libas up ahead. The tyres seem to be good, although the front tyres seem to be going off quicker than the rear tyres, according to the data down there in the bottom left. So that means that later on in the race Lee might have to deal with some understeer, which in these cars is generally preferable to dealing with oversteer. Now it looks like 4th place has been dropped as well, so it's just Lee and GTR together at this time. Lee just needs to keep his head down and soldier on. GTR again with a good tow up to another big heavy braking zone. Not really driving defensively, just holding his line, and it looks like GTR just doesn't have the pace to get up alongside him. Into chicane again, nothing doing there. Safe for another corner. Of course, line is it purple? It's not. It's very consistent. It's another 144, only about 1/100th away from what his previous lap was, so great consistent driving from Lee. The tyres are going off, yes, but the car will get lighter as it burns off fuel. These cars do have enough fuel for the entire race. That's not going to be an issue. The only issue really is going to be the tyre wear. And GTR just disappeared behind us there. You see he went out of shot suddenly. He's not spun, but he did go out wide. And that's released Lee. He can look ahead now. He doesn't need to look in his mirrors anymore. GTR went all the way down to 8th. So there's a big gap to 3rd place, the Russian driver. And there he is. You can just see him in the back of the shot. Meanwhile, in the front of the shot, it looks as though Lee is actually catching up with Liebas in 1st place. So this could soon be a battle. It develops. Lee got the pace to catch up. He's certainly got the consistency. And nothing behind him to distract him. The line looks great through there. Starting to show some wear on those front tyres now. They're not really become an issue though. It's certainly something you can drive around. As I said before, it's better than the rear tyres going off. If you look in the centre of the screen at the bottom, there's a red dot which shows you the steering inputs. And apart from these very, very heavy braking zones, you won't see the red dot go all the way to the sides. One trick to keeping your front tyres alive is to minimise those inputs, and Liebas goes into the pits. So he's already losing those soft tyres. He's going to go for an undercut onto the mediums, if he can make that work. Lee opting to run the soft tyre for as long as he can by the look of this. And why not, if he's comfortable? So it's worn softs versus fresh mediums. I'm going to shoot forward to lap 7. These laps are really ticking past. As you can see, Lee has got an absolutely massive lead at this point. Still, GTR X91 has come back into 2nd place. Liebas, having made his early pit stop, is in 3rd. The front tyres down to about 60%. The rear tyres also going off as well. Particularly the left-hand tyres taking a lot of punishment on this track. And you can tell that Lee isn't pushing heavy because the battery has recharged quite a bit. He's heading to the pits. There's the eTeam Brit pit crew all ready with the fresh tyres. They're going to medium tyres that are going on, but where is Lee going to come out? If you watch the minimap, Liebas has just gone past. So that's going to drop Lee back into 2nd. All is not lost though, because at this point Liebas does have very worn tyres. Remember, he pitted around lap 4, at the start of lap 4. Lee only has to do 3 more laps on these tyres. So you've got to believe that Lee has a tyre advantage here. There's a good gap to the cars behind. That's not going to be an issue. Right now it's just a chase. It's fresh tyres for the win, hopefully. Although behind, look out for Deuce 955, the German driver, who is very menacing there in the back of the shot. But yeah, at this stage of the race, Lee definitely faster than Liebas. And fresh tyres, low fuel. Got to expect that Lee's going to start putting in some really awesome sector times. I'm just keeping an eye on that mini-map in the top right corner. Yeah, you'll see the gap has really come down. Lee was struggling with his tyres. We saw puffs of smoke there. Pretty soon Lee's going to have that tow. And he's going to need it round about the pit straight if he really wants to make that position stick. Oh, Lee Bass not bothering to defend, letting Lee past. That might seem like a bit of a tactical error, but it does give Lee Bass the tow for this straight, which is why perhaps I think Lee should have waited until the straight and used the S's to get away. But it looks as though no, Lee Bass can't get in there. That's it. Lee can break away at this point, use the superior tyres, and should now be unchallenged with just 2 laps to go. So that pit strategy really working out well. The late stop there, the long run on the soft tyres, absolutely excellent. Don't know if he came up with that on the fly or if he practiced that beforehand, but that's really paid dividends. Second place, Lee Bass, we can now see coming under pressure from the German driver. So that's going to stop Lee Bass from coming back at Lee this last lap and a half. Great work. The tyres look fine, the fuel is good, the little battery charge. All he's got to do now is keep it consistent for a lap and a half. We've seen how consistent he is. Look at the times on the right hand side there. He's a very consistent driver, very precise. Shouldn't in theory be an issue. While watching Lee, perhaps at the end of the video you can consider looking down in the description for links to the eTeam Brit website. You can see how eTeam Brit is empowering disabled drivers to go and compete as equals. Absolutely fabulous website, lots of great information on there. Duke955 has made it to second. And he seems to be very close. It looks like things are about to get very spicy on the final lap because that driver is very fast. GTR X91 is going back down to 8th after the pit stop, so they're not going to be a threat. But the German behind, he's looking menacing. He's closing in. From what I can see here, obviously we don't have the timing. This isn't my replay, so I don't get all of the timing up, unfortunately. So I can't give you exact figures, but Lee there 6/10 down on what he was doing earlier on the soft tyres. That's to be expected on these mediums. It's the final lap. All he's got to do is get to the end, which shouldn't be an issue, but that German looks ever closer. And at this point you've got to think that that driver has Lee's slipstream. And it's going to get very dicey indeed. That the driver behind there using all the track to get up behind Lee's Porsche. After we go around this left-hander here, we've got a very long acceleration zone, which is a great opportunity for the German driver to use that slipstream, get alongside Lee. Lee's using his battery, and that's all that was in the tank, unfortunately, at this time. But at the stage of the race, perhaps the German is also struggling with the battery. He's very close. Is he going to make a dive into the chicane? Yeah, Lee takes a very defensive line into that chicane there, putting the car right in the middle of the road, which is right where it needed to be. He saw the threat coming. Can the German get alongside before the finish line? It's a drag race. Oh, Lee gives him space. That was incredibly close. Talk about cutting it fine. Wow, what a race. But that's a victory for Lee in the LMP1 category here at Suzuka. I want to thank you for watching the video and supporting the team. You could support us more by subscribing, that would be great. Drop a like, check out the links in the description, and hopefully by now there should be some more videos up on your screen. Maybe you can check those out too. Until next time, thanks a lot, and bye bye.